The attacks by the 5 Gundam sent out by the space colonies reflected their retaliatory intentions. The Gundam's target is Oz, who had masked its identity within the mobile suit troops of the Alliance military. The Gundams had a number of missions to attack Oz. The year is after Colony 195. Oz has finally taken center stage. With an army of elite soldiers at his command, Treize Khushrenada carries out his plans to destroy the Alliance military. The battle between the mobile suits sent to Earth and Oz causes the Earth to shudder violently.
Don't you think your life is a little too valuable, Troa? Self-detonate? What are you thinking? What would your mother and father think?
I said this before. The only way to live a good life is to act on your emotions. The order to destroy 01.
Take better care.
Huh?
Of your body, I mean. Here.
That's Sylvia Noventa. She's in Marseille.
Are you sure that's where you want to begin?
Yeah.
Looks like we're gonna make it. What's the matter? The display of Leos, huh? They've been the main force of the Alliance and Oz.
Why was the Rockefeller Foundation so set on using mobile suits anyway?
Because people have a tendency to fear large machinery, but at the same time they have a strong admiration for it. And mobile suits walk on 2 feet. The Foundation must have preferred something resembling a human battle rather than one played out with buttons and switches.
There's no formality when it comes to killing men. If there were, it would be in the form of a game in which people's lives were toyed with. In war, a frenzied death is the most honest way.
Only a few know that the chaos caused by Oz is all according to the plans of the Rockefeller Foundation. An assembly of the Rockefeller Foundation, along with many invited guests, was being held on the outskirts of Bremen. The Rockefeller Foundation was formed from European royalty. With their enormous financial power and personal connections, the aristocrats poured their energy into the development of weaponry. They soon provided mobile suits to the United Earth Sphere Alliance while continuing to increase their own force until they staged and succeeded in the latest coup d'etat.
What's the matter, Lieutenant?
You'll have to forgive me.
I guess I can't really blame you, considering what I did last time I was out in a crowd.
On the other side of that door are people responsible for the deaths of Mr. Dorlin and the Sank Kingdom. But today, Relina, you mustn't do anything.
I understand. I'll act in the manner that will be entirely appropriate for a sovereign of the peace-oriented Sank Kingdom.
In the past, the United Earth Sphere Alliance has requested considerable funds and assistance for world peace, and we had no reservations cooperating with them to achieve world peace. However, the Alliance started seeking peace through dialogue alone. Earth has too many disputes that cannot be settled through dialogue. Isn't a system of control what humanity truly needs? And that is precisely how control will be executed now. This is the way that peace can be maintained. The Alliance lacked the necessary talent. Many responsibilities are required to rule, but they attempted to run away from those responsibilities. The people here have their traditions with which to rule an era. The world was corrupted by such imperfect ideas as equality and freedom. And now the time has arrived where we must once again take control.
I can't believe that Oz is using these methods to take over the world.
The Rockefeller Foundation kept ideas such as these behind closed doors while hiding its presence and true agendas within the Alliance. Oz took advantage of the situation, saying if the Alliance is unable to achieve world peace, then we will.
So the war will continue, will it?
Oz has to keep winning if they're going to make a case for their policy to rule. The rewards of victory and Oz's success go hand in hand. The collapse of the past system was a revolution against the kind of bad rule that created poverty. So, in order to continue its rule, Oz must continue to win its battles. And that's why Oz must have the strongest mobile suit troops in order to exist.
But the Gundams can defeat Oz.
Oz sees the Gundams as nothing more than a simple menace. By threatening to directly attack the colonies, Oz was successful in completely silencing the Gundams. The Rockefeller Foundation is trying to destroy the Gundams as soon as they're able.
They'll sacrifice lives in order to gain rule. But Hero was willing to sacrifice his own life to save others. They'd never understand.
I would like now to introduce you to the conqueror of the Alliance. This fine gentleman is nothing less than a brave knight, fighting for us in his quest to attain world peace. A member of our Rockefeller Foundation and the chief commander of Oz, Tres Kush Renada.
One might think that Oz's military power rooted in its mobile suit forces may result in excess rule. The word rule is commonly associated with oppression and arrogant actions. I look at it as a way of governing to keep people's unnecessary ambitions under control. God let people run free. People need to be ruled, and that can only be done if there's a system of rule and control that surpasses that of God's, since God lets them do what they want. I'm sure God would understand the steps we're taking.
He's absolutely right. Yes, God would understand.
Let's leave. There isn't any point in our staying here. These people see wars through rose-colored glasses, and nothing we say will change that. Relina? Relina!
All of you are very mistaken. And the Gundams will soon come to rectify your mistakes as ambassadors to those stifled by this whitewash.
Relina, that's enough.
No, I'm not finished yet.
Please, I'm begging you, Relina. Talking to them will achieve nothing.
Thank you, Lieutenant Lucrezia Noin. Huh.
My apologies, Your Excellency.
You'll have to forgive me. She's the younger sister of a friend that I invited.
What on earth was she trying to get at?
She must have sensed our underlying anxiety toward the Gundams. She's saying, be confident.
Speaking of the Gundams, I wanted to talk to you about Zex Marquis. I think you're giving him too much freedom.
Meaning what?
I heard a rumor that he's reconstructing the self-detonated Gundam in Victoria.
It's insane to be fixing a mobile suit that we've always thought of as such a menace.
That Gundam should be completely destroyed to serve as a warning to all the colonies.
I understand what you're saying, and if that's what the Foundation agrees on, I'll contact Colonel Zex and tell him to destroy the Gundam at once.
I'm surprised that rumors about the Gundam were so widespread.
It just shows the significance of the damage they've rendered to Oz. His Excellency didn't seem in favor of the decision, though.
Can't help it if they're orders from above.
Tell me, Zex, will you follow their orders to destroy the Gundam?
How's Relina doing?
She's a ball of energy. It's not easy to escort her.
How much does she know?
It seems that Mr. Dorlin, her foster father, told her quite a lot before he passed away. I've told her that you're a respectable and trustworthy soldier who was brought up in the Sank Kingdom. I also mentioned to her that you were the only one present when Gundam 01 self-detonated, and that you're reconstructing that Gundam, which has led Relina to believe that the pilot of the Gundam, Hiro Yui, must have somehow made it out of there alive.
Hiro Yui. So that's the name of that pilot.
Relina appears to have a connection with him, much like yourself.
I understand. Thanks for keeping me informed, Noin.
You're not going to tell her about yourself, are you, Zex? Over and out.
How could I do that? After all, I'm Zex Marquis, part of the organization responsible for this bloodbath.
I could set fire to this whole castle and burn it down right this minute. But God would never forgive me if I did such a thing, though.
Perhaps I'll be punished as a criminal for my profanity toward God. In which case, an appropriate punishment must be planned. God's merely an imaginary figure created by humans.
Marshal Noventa of the Earth-Sphere Alliance announced his objection to the expansion of armaments, which were supposed to have acted only as a deterrent to rebellions. He passed a request for arms reduction and all-out disarmament. The request was never realized because of his untimely death. However, Oz chose that day as the dawn of a new era and lured the Gundams into shooting down the shuttle that carried Noventa.
Let it obstruct our peace proposal.
Marshal!
Young man, don't be foolish.
As a result of this tragedy, the road to peace in the world may have been lost forever.
Sylvia, you must escape from this city at once.
I appreciate your concern about me, Captain.
Many soldiers from the United Earth-Sphere Alliance are still stationed here in Marseille. Oz is likely to follow through with their plans to attack those of us still here. Up until now, I thought that the city could be protected because the Alliance had a base here. But now the base poses the greatest threat towards the city. It'll be a battleground.
Yes, I know. It's just that it's taken me longer than I thought to leave behind my memories of life here with my grandfather.
Marshal Noventa was a very fine person. He was always thinking about how he could help to achieve true world peace.
My grandfather's no longer here with us, but his heart will always remain. I'll live my life remembering that he's here in our hearts.
Oh, Sylvia.
I'm sorry.
Captain, we're under enemy attack.
Is it Oz?
Yes, we've confirmed 10 Ares suits.
So they think they can capture this place with 10 mobile suits alone, do they?
What'll we do now?
Don't worry, Sylvia. We won't give up that easily. Now get yourself to a safe place. Keep the Ares from residential areas and commence attack!
Leos, return Ares fire!
This is like a guerrilla attack!
We'll destroy every last one of those Leos! After them! Now what have I done?
The Alliance's Leos are retreating to the underground channels. That's probably where the main forces are. Ares, assemble at once!
The underground channels, huh? That's a pretty obvious decision.
Don't worry about me. I'd get in your way with this arm.
We have to make sure that Oz doesn't discover we have a Gundam in town.
There's just a few of us left!
Is this the end for us?
Head for point 211 of the channels on the double!
Yes, sir!
Sylvia Noventa!
Who are you?
Ares suits have entered the channels, sir!
There's no choice but to surrender!
Commander!
What's this? It's a Gundam.
What's it doing here?
The Ares are only a block away now!
We'll stop retreating and shoot as they come.
Commander?
I don't know how much time we can buy, but we have to hold them off until this pilot returns.
Are we protecting the Gundam?
Yeah, we are, because it'll be our backup. Continue fire! Don't ease up! He's here. The rest is up to you now, Gundam.
All Leos in the channels have been destroyed. We're heading out. It's a Gundam! What's it doing here?
I'll get rid of you guys before the others catch on. I have no intention of getting involved in a battle between the Alliance and Oz. However, I just can't afford to have anyone see my Gundam suit.
5 Ares suits have been wiped out!
Is this a miracle?
Who could this unidentified mobile suit be?
Whoever it is, I'm extremely grateful to them.
Hiro? You said your name was Hiro Yui?
Hiro Yui, huh?
This is my grandfather's grave right here. You said you wanted to talk to me?
I was the one who killed Marshal Noventa.
Huh?
I made a critical mistake and accidentally shot down the shuttle that Marshal Noventa was on, killing him and other people who'd also been advocating peace.
How could you? What happened?
This is the only thing I can do for you right now, Sylvia Noventa. I can't undo my mistake. I can only hope that the anger felt by the Marshal's loved ones and the regrets of the Marshal's soul can be somewhat eased if you pull that trigger.
You're such a coward! It's obvious that you just want to take the easy way out of this.
This is the only answer I can offer you right now.
You coward. You coward.
Try to understand I didn't come here to make you suffer any more than you have. I'm leaving now to go pay a visit to your grandmother. I heard she's living over in Sicily.
What?
This is where it starts. He goes from one family member to the next, seeking their verdict. Everything this guy does is completely thorough and well thought out. Everything Hiro Yui does.
Wars are nothing but repulsive killings. So how is it that you can be so clear-cut about it all?
It's the only way I know how to live.
Do it. Gundam 01 has been destroyed as per the orders, Inspector Oct.
I did see the explosion, but would you have any objection to my collecting the remains?
You're not satisfied with the documents we submitted, Inspector?
I'd rather confirm the remains with my own 2 eyes. Then I'll have to prepare a document of my own to try to satisfy the hardliners of the Rockefeller Foundation, you see.
Feel free.
I don't imagine we'll find anything out of the ordinary. That man isn't likely to be careless with details. Zex Marquise.
There weren't any Gundam parts left at the Lake Victoria base, Inspector.
Ha! That man is fond of the mobile suits. I can't see him bending his ways because of a request from the likes of us.
What will he gain by opposing the Rockefeller Foundation?
I haven't got a clue to what he's thinking. But Rockefeller is starting to take over this era. All we have to do now to move into the top ranks is prove that Zex has betrayed his official orders.
The Inspector is just trying to find fault with you so he can score some points with the Romefeller Foundation. He's not going to find anything that differs from what the documents show, though.
I'm sorry I had to involve you in this little performance of mine.
I figured it'd be a real waste to just destroy the Gundam 01 at this point in the game. But the bad news is that we've destroyed most of the spare parts to the tall geese, Colonel.
If that's the case, I'll just have to be more careful with it.
No pilot is capable of harming either the tall geese or yourself, Colonel Zex.
Not true. There is at least one man.
Supposed to be heartless, but Hiro places his own destiny in the hands of Mrs. Noventa. Meanwhile, Zex longs for a decisive battle as a warrior. Noin invites Hiro to Antarctica, where Zex awaits. Inspector Acht pursues them with his own forces. The revival of the Gundam is about to ignite a new blaze of its own. Next on Gundam Wing Episode 15, To the Battleground, Antarctica.